early. And meanwhile, I'm excited to introduce Joe DeVoy from Facebook, who will be talking about the new things they're doing with local ads. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Read the newsletter every day, so really excited to be here and talk to so many influential local marketers. I'm Joe DeVoy. I'm a product manager at Facebook. I work on our local ads team. It's a team that's based here in London, and we're building global solutions for marketers with an offline sales objective. We formed this team a little over 2 years ago when we realized the massive untapped opportunity Facebook had in delivering more personalized ad experiences in reaction to the shift to mobile. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about that shift and some of the products that we've been building to allow marketers, large and small, to take advantage of it. So this might be a familiar sight. It's Piccadilly Circus, not very far from here. It's one of London's busiest intersections, full of big, flashy, bright billboards. Lots of brands, all vying to get the attention of a passerby. But in today's modern world, there's a new billboard in town. And it fits in our pocket. It's in the pockets of billions of people all around the world. And effectively, what that's enabling is brands like Coca-Cola to create an ad that's not so big and flashy, but one that fits on the size of a screen and reaches many more people. But it's not just a shift that Coca-Cola can take advantage of. Small businesses can take advantage of this shift as well. The site on the left here might be familiar. Many doormats all around the world get flyers from nearby businesses. And I don't know about you, but oftentimes when my doormat looks like this, the flyers that I receive end up straight in the trash. And it's unfortunate because behind each one of these pieces of paper, there's a dedicated small business owner who put a lot of effort into marketing their business. In today's mobile world, there are new tools available that are more efficient and more cost-effective for that small business owner in a matter of seconds to create an ad that reaches a hyper-local audience. Using Facebook directly from their phone in a couple of clicks for as little as $1 a day, that same small business owner can reach the same people around their business. The shift to mobile is changing the rules of business very, very fast, and it's affecting businesses of all sizes. So how do local marketers win in this mobile world? 3 things. Reach people where they're spending their time, drive people from mobile discovery to purchase with personalized marketing at scale, and finally, measure the full path to purchase by focusing on people. Reach people where they're spending their time. They're spending their time on mobile. Mobile now accounts for 3 hours per day on average of people's time. And it's a constant companion. For example, Facebook on average has people checking it more than 15 times a day. So there are many gaps throughout the day where you're able to reach people and continue your message throughout the course of the day. But when it comes to mobile, apps are really the thing that you should be looking at. Apps now account for the majority of time spent on mobile, both digital and both mobile and desktop combined. And it's not just the choice in apps that's fueling this growth. There are over 3 million apps in the world now, but when you actually look at how people are spending their time on apps, they tend to concentrate on a few experiences, with over 88% of time spent in apps within people's top 5 apps. And Facebook is lucky enough to have some of the world's most used apps, with over 1 billion people using the main Facebook app every single day, over 400 million people every month using Instagram, and the Facebook Audience Network provides access to thousands of additional apps that are all vetted by Facebook and can extend a marketer's reach. Looking at it a different way, there are many popular apps out there, and many of these I'm sure are familiar to you all. But Facebook and Instagram account for more time spent on mobile than all of them combined. with greater than 20%, and the Facebook Audience Network is an additional 6%. 26% of all time spent on mobile. But it's important to note that it's not just people that are spending time on Facebook. Businesses are spending time on Facebook too, because at the end of the day, businesses are people. Over 50 million small businesses are using Facebook via Facebook pages. And these are businesses that aren't necessarily just small, they're medium and large as well. And they're across all verticals, in all countries. And for some of these businesses, it's the first time they've ever had a mobile presence. Facebook is giving them the first way to communicate with people at very large scale. For larger businesses, we have a product called Facebook Locations, which allows you to represent your business location graph on Facebook and gives you key benefits such as getting found in search, a store locator visible on your page, as well as new experience to power dynamic ads, which I'll get into in a minute. So secondly, every marketer should be thinking about how to drive people from discovery to purchase with more personalized messages. We launched local awareness ads a little over 2 years ago as the first GPS-enabled targeting that was ever available on Facebook. This was a very significant launch for both my team as well as for Facebook, as it truly represented us kind of matching the mobile experience with the tools that we were giving to marketers. But probably more significantly for this launch, it was the first time we had ever launched an ad type that was explicitly targeting marketers with an offline objective. And one of the key features that we enabled as part of that positioning was a Get Directions call to action button, which was one of 3 mobile ad formats that we enabled in local awareness that were uniquely positioned to take advantage of this shift to mobile. So when clicking on the Get Directions button on mobile, we launch a default mapping app on your phone, which guides you directly to the business's location. After we launched Get Directions, we got a lot of feedback from various services businesses that told us, I don't really have a brick and mortar location that I want to direct my customers to. For me, it's phone calls that's the most important thing. So we launched the Call Now button in local awareness ads, which is the first click-to-call capability we had ever offered on Facebook. Click on the button, we launched the phone's dialer with the business's number pre-filled. And then after launching Call Now button, we got a lot of feedback and we were looking at a lot of data about how many businesses, and in particular markets, messaging was becoming more important than phone calls. For these businesses, they view messaging as a way to continue the conversation beyond just a single call and create an open dialogue with their customers. So we launched the first capability to ever initiate a conversation with a page directly from an ad and news feed. When you click on the Send Message button, we launch a Pages messaging composer where you can type a quick message, and then when the business receives that message, we'll include an attachment of the ad so that they know that the product or service that you're referencing without you having to go into a ton of detail in that initial note. So all these launches have been great for small businesses, and there were actually many large businesses using this functionality as well. But we needed to make it scale for the large use case. Many of our most important retail advertisers on Facebook have a store footprint that looks something like this diagram here, where at any given time you can be near 3 or 4 or 5 store locations. For these businesses, they didn't want to create a geofence around each store location. It's simply inefficient. And they also wanted to deliver a personalized message that directs customers to a nearby store location that provides a good customer experience. So at the end of last year, we launched Dynamic Local Ads, which is the first streamlined ad creation experience for creating a local ad for all of your store locations. It's the only ad we offer on Facebook today that renders differently based on the viewer of that ad's location. So using a single ad creative template, we're able to render both the ad copy and call to action button targets differently according to which store location is closest. Here's an example of the way it looks in our ad creation tool. You can basically fill out a template with a bunch of different tokens throughout that text that will then render according to the nearest store location's information that you've provided on the Facebook graph. Facebook locations, which I referenced earlier, is what powers this. So we know where all of your locations are. We can rank order which location is closest and pre-fill that information automatically as part of the ad. So still very early since launching this, but we've been getting some amazing feedback from some of the largest advertisers we have on our platform, and they're finding great success using the product. One recent example comes from Tesco, which created a Valentine's Day campaign that wanted to highlight, provide an actionable way for people to stop in and buy roses at the last minute. So they included the store address and hours directly in their ad copy so that people can know where to go. They weren't offering this promotion at all of their stores, so if you saw an ad for this promotion, it directed you to the nearest Tesco with roses in stock, which ensured a good customer experience. Another example from Whole Foods, they drew a really tight hyper-local radius around all of their store locations and personalized their ad copy by including both the city name and address directly in the text for weekly price promotions on various hero products that they know would drive people into stores. And the interesting thing is when you look at the comments in some of these ads, you see you see basically the reflection of a good customer experience. People saying things like, close to me, I'll be there this evening, and I just so happen to be here. This is basically why we care so much about geolocation at Facebook. It's a key lever that we have in improving the quality of our ads and having people have good experience in interacting with Facebook ads. Just a couple weeks ago, we launched a new capability as part of these ads, which is a new map card in Carousel that locates the nearest store location, it dynamically generates an image of where that nearest store location is on a map. So now you don't even need to click a button to see where that nearest store is. It's all provided inline. We also include information like the address, store hours, your distance to the location, and how many stores total are nearby. We view this as kind of a first step in getting to more dynamic experiences and providing the most local context we can in our ad units to drive the actions that offline marketers care about. So finally, measure the full path to purchase by focusing on people. We have 2 products available today that allow marketers to understand the offline actions that people are taking as a result of their ads. Local Insights and Offline Conversion Lift. Local Insights is an experience that we launched at the end of last year that enables Facebook page admins to understand more about the people in and around their stores every day. It's the first time we've ever connected location data to an ad impression in a Facebook interface, in telling these small businesses about the percentage of people who are within a defined area who had seen one or more of their ads on Facebook within the previous 28 days. This was built out of a response that we weren't providing enough insight into the offline actions that people were taking on these small business ads. And it's our first step in really generating more insight that enables businesses of all sizes to create more effective ads as well as get insight about how they're working. So you can walk through a quick demo video. Let's see, cool. So you select a radius that you care about down to 50 meters around your store location. We've got a map that shows you what that area represents. We've got highlight cards at the top that show you things that might have changed in the past few days. We've got a graph that shows you the relationship between your ad spend and the percentage of people within that area who have seen one or more of your ads. before coming into that area. We showed trends about the foot traffic patterns in that area, so hourly, weekly, monthly trends. And we also have demographic insights about age, gender, and the proportion of people who are native to that area or are traveling and tourists in that area. So we think collectively, this is a suite of insights that a lot of businesses can use to both better market themselves and have some sense of whether or not their ads are at all reaching the effective audience that they desire. It's really just kind of our first step in enabling more granular insight for small businesses about the offline outcomes that are resulting from their ads. But millions of businesses around the world have access to this, and they're finding tremendous success using it. Finally, offline conversion lift is a product that we have for larger retailers to understand the causal impact of their advertising on Facebook on increasing in-store sales. I'll walk you through exactly how the setup works. So first, you identify a campaign on Facebook that you want to measure the offline outcomes for. You tell us the audience that you want to use, and we'll split that audience into a test group and a control group. The test group sees your ads on Facebook. The control group is never exposed to any of your media. While the campaign is running, you're collecting transaction level data through a loyalty program or another way that you have to identify customers on your end. After that campaign is finished, you upload that data back to Facebook, and we'll anonymously and in aggregate match those to people that we have match those to people on Facebook in a totally privacy safe way, and be able to tell you the number of sales that we saw in the test group versus the number of sales that we saw in the control group, and in a statistically significant way, the uplift that resulted from running media on Facebook. We've had a bunch of advertisers have really great success using this type of measurement. One example comes from Argentina for Vega, a household appliances retailer. They were previously only running online focused measurement, even though the vast majority of their sales happen offline, not unlike many retailers. So they used offline conversion lift to uncover a really important insight, and that's that 2.2 times the number of sales they were measuring online previously were actually happening offline as a result of their Facebook media. And in key demographic buckets, they saw upwards of a 19% increase in-store sales as a result of their advertising. So this just kind of shows measuring the full path to purchase is really important for advertisers on Facebook to have a complete 360 view on what sort of impact their advertising is having, both online and offline. Cool, so those are the three things that I wanted to cover today. Reach people where they're spending their time, drive people from discovery to purchase with personalized marketing, and measure the full path to purchase. We're constantly building new stuff here in London for local marketers, large and small. Really excited about all of the new things that we'll be announcing over the next few months, and looking forward to working with many of you on building better things. Thanks.
Anyone have any questions for Joe?
First, no, then, okay.
Hello.
Hey.
Well, it's working. Hello, thank you very much. I had a question around the Messenger announcement at the recent F8 conference.
Sure.
I was wondering if you could comment what kind of opportunity you would foresee for us who have a connection with users that do local search on our properties on one hand, and for us also that sell digital products to SMBs. How do you foresee us integrating in that ecosystem, taking advantage of the new opportunities you offered?
Yeah, so I don't work directly on Messenger too much. We have some messaging functionality built into our products. I would say, so I don't have a really specific answer on the recent announcement, but In general, business communication via Messenger is a huge area of investment for Facebook, and it's one of the key value adds that we see the Facebook product offering for business. So we're constantly building out new features, and we view the messaging platform as one of the most effective scale channels for businesses to communicate with their customers on an ongoing basis. And we're going to increasingly be improving the effectiveness of that channel.
Hi, Joe.
Hey.
I just want to pick up on your picture of the leaflet drops on the letterbox.
Yeah.
The number of small businesses using leaflets in this country is actually going up.
Yeah.
So how are you connecting with all those small businesses who still use old media, for want of a better expression?
Yeah, I think that's probably a question about our reseller strategy potentially, and like expanding to additional channels off Facebook. We like to think that for the businesses that are already on Facebook today, which is a sizable percentage, we're really focused on creating the simplest ad creation experiences. That they can create an ad from anywhere in the most convenient way possible. But for the businesses that aren't on Facebook yet and are using traditional media, I think we do have a challenge. First, to acquire them on Facebook pages, and then second, to get them to try Facebook ads and see what the difference is. Particular to something like flyers and direct mail, I think it really comes down to a cost comparison. And when you look at the CPM of running an ad on Facebook versus paying a pretty sizable amount for, I don't know, you could probably get 10 flyers for a CPM on Facebook. The comparison should be pretty clear in the minds of advertisers, and there's definitely a lot more that we can do to make that clear as an acquisition strategy. But the other piece of that is just reaching the businesses that we're not currently reaching today, and we definitely have a pages growth strategy that's addressing that as well.
I think we have one more. Filippo.
Hi, Joe. We are in Asia, and we are obviously selling print and digital products to our customers. People like very much to get Google and Facebook. However, Google has sort of a partnership with our type of companies, which are basically marketing agents, and Facebook, nothing. Zero in terms of helping us to sell, zero in terms of marketing programs. So it's really for us to work out what we can sell to our clients. And they actually love Facebook, but it's really not structure. Your strategy is not even work for companies like us, agencies. Are you planning to have this kind of cooperation, structured cooperation with companies that help you to go to all the SMEs, I mean, in our case in Asia, but I suppose all over the world?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't have too much visibility into our future SMB sales strategy, but I could say that, again, I think we've been focused traditionally in the past on creating the simplest, most accessible ad creation tools for any business to create an ad themselves. But I do think that there is a gap in terms of the businesses that aren't currently on Facebook yet, and getting them to try Facebook pages and also try Facebook ads. Regarding the reseller opportunity, I think there's tremendous potential there, but we've kind of been rolling out a sales support model that has started with the highest value clients, and we're kind of working our way down to make sure that we provide the right level of service for all small businesses everywhere. So I think we're getting there, but it's taken a while to get there.
I think last question.
Hi, Joe. Just a question around small business, and that stuff for large business works on the footfall measurement. But when you're a single business owner, you don't have the resource or technology to do that. How do you foresee small businesses being able to measure the impact of your ads in this store? Have you got some sort of ROI mechanism or something that drives the linking between the online ad and the footfall?
Yeah, We're working on several things in that vein now. Local Insights is the one that we've launched publicly, which provides some sort of it provides a directional reassurance that your ads are reaching the right people. I think we're going to be building off that in the future, so that we're able to provide more granular insight there that gets closer to a true ROI or ROAS outcome. So look for more updates there.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, give Joe a hand.